Hello everybody and good morning. It is early, 5:35 a.m. I live here about 100 miles west of Charlotte where the Tesla service center is. On my new long-range Model Y, there's something weird in the front left wheel. Been working it for a while, but it seems to be getting a little worse. So I've got an appointment with service in Charlotte.
In 1 mile, turn left onto Hugh Champion Road.
I made it up here to Highway 74, headed east. No trips even possible without a Scottish breakfast. Just coming into the city of Shelby here. Sun's coming up. We found the Charlotte traffic, and of course on Autopilot it does a very good job of navigating. I just sit here and monitor things while it drives, stops, goes, you know, those kinds of things. Well, there you go. I don't know what's up, but it messed the whole interstate up here. Yeah, so you tell me, how well does Autopilot do driving into the sun? Pretty good. I've arrived at the Matthews, North Carolina, or suburb of Charlotte Tesla Service Center and Sales Office. I dropped the Model Y off. It's got an obscure problem that's intermittent, and they're going to keep it for a couple days. Being retired, I don't need it, and I was lucky enough to get this old elderly girl here. It's a 70 Model S, and I'll take that home. Yep, I love blue. It's a plaid Model S. Dang, I need one of these. Look at this. Got the yoke, binnacle, all that. It's got perforated seats, probably heat and cool. Very cool. I think it's a new one, but I can't tell. May just be in for some kind of service. Sure looks good. You can tell one of the things about the license plate holder here in the front, when they crash tested the Model S, they had that on, and now they're forced to put it on every one. And it's okay to take it off if your state doesn't need it. And in fact, my wife's Model S, I had it taken off when I got my clear wrap put on. Looks a lot better, but I sure do like that blue. That is a good looking car. You probably know this, but some people don't. All these cars here are not for sale to the general public. They were already sold. People have ordered them online. They deliver them here, get them cleaned up after transport, and then are delivered to the customers. And somebody had asked me, if you take a look at the VIN there, you see the F328 blah, blah, blah. F means Fremont. And as you probably know, all Model 3s are made in Fremont. We'll take a walk down here. Pretty red Model 3. Is it performance? Nope. There's probably all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive 3, all-wheel drive 3. Here's a Model Y. See, that is also Fremont. I know they had a bunch of, and that one is Fremont. Yeah, that's Fremont. And then Fremont everywhere. All right, let's have a look here. This is a Model S, of course, or Model X, of course. And it is always made in Fremont. Here is a Y, Fremont, Model X, X, XXX. There's a couple of Y's down here on the end. I suspect all the Austin cars have already been delivered. And yes, this is also Fremont. And a Austin car. How about that? So you want to know how to tell an Austin car? Okay, you see the A007154? The A is Austin. So that's how to tell an Austin-made Model Y. It looks just like the other cars. They do have some additional features, as we saw with Andrew's. You can check out my video of all those features that are slightly different here in the Austin car. Anyway, there you go. There's more cars in the back. And some are, I think, maybe in for repair, or they're just staged here waiting for their customers to come pick them up. All right, well, I think I'm going to get out of here. I've got 100 miles to do to drive back. It's always fun walking around here. But one of the things people don't realize is all of these cars that are new here are just waiting for the customer pickups. We got one more black one here. Let's see what we got. And Fremont car. All right, well, there you go. I am driving nostalgia. This is a Tesla Model S. Made it here to Interstate 85. I think this may have AP1 Autopilot. Let's try it. Ready? It's this button down here. Uh-oh. Auto steer not enabled. You know what it is? I didn't enable it in my profile that I created. Dang, I'm gonna have to stop and do that. Yeah. Well, it's okay. I'll stop up here and do that. This way it'll allow me to run Autopilot on the way home, at least partial the way. When I changed the profile, I forgot to enable Autopilot. This does have AP1. This is a single or a dual camera Autopilot made by Mobileye, and they don't use it anymore. Tesla ended up making their own. Does a very good job. I've watched other YouTubers use it, and it just does well. I've used it, and I have no complaints. So, got this big conundrum up here. I passed once, and these people just don't pay attention. I'm going to wait till he passes the overpass here. Anyway, on Autopilot now, AP1. Here's a shot of the binnacle of this older Model S and running Autopilot. When they have a loaner, they always limit it to 85. I don't really see me going faster than that. Just heading through Shelby now. And look who I see again. Yeah, this will be my third time I pass this big wide load up here. Now we're in town, it might be a little more difficult. I guess third time's a charm past this thing. I am home. I made it home here from Charlotte. Drove since the last charge is 105 miles. I think they reset the trip odometer here at 94 miles. 26 kilowatt hours used and an average of 273. That's pretty darn close to a Model Y. Anyway, the old girl has still got it. She's a whopping 83,000 miles. Interior is very nice here, other than my junk. It's been kept up pretty good for a loaner, and it's pretty darn nice. I am on the way to Tesla Service Center in Matthews, North Carolina, a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm in my loaner, and I'm headed to pick up my Model Y. Gonna also stop by and pick up my buddy Richard. He had a problem with one of his wires that hang down that hook to the wheels. And we're going down together to pick up our cars. They appear to be up and running. I'm on the road to Charlotte on Highway 74, and look who I have here. It's Richard. Richard has the Model 3 that is the fastest production car up Pikes Peak. Even today in 2020, they set that record. And his car developed a problem. One of the clips that held the wire that communicates with the brakes and things started rubbing on the tire for the communications between the modules in the car. Well, the car started doing all kinds of errors, complaining about this and that, and it would go for 30 feet and then stop and complain that wanted about this. So Richard had it sent to the service center. Service center fixed it. It's a common part. It goes to every one of the wheels on his Model 3. So make a long story short, his Model 3 is ready to be picked up. My Model 3 I took down there 17 days ago, and well, I'll tell you about the story. We're heading down to pick up my Model Y. We're in the town of Shelby. Let's do an energy check. As you can see, 33 in the battery. This is only 70 kilowatt hour battery, and our arrival now is showing 8%. We started out with 3%, 52 miles to go. Let's do a quick energy check. We're getting close. 15%, and we're going to arrive at 10%. We're good. We only have 11 miles to go. We're just coming into downtown Charlotte here now. We're on the Brookshire Freeway. Yeah, we're getting close now. We're passing the Hyundai dealer, and then the next one is Tesla here. This is apparently Charlotte Motor Mile.
It's got delivery.
Yeah, got deliveries. This is good. All right, well, we're gonna park it, and this is the loaner, and I'll put it right here in the corner. It is now September 9th, and these cars are already pre-sold, as you know. All the Tesla cars that are in this lot, other than the ones here for maybe some service work, actually are sold to the customer. Let's go have a look over on the far side here and see what type of cars we have. As you can see, an arrangement of X's and S's, 3s and Y's. Let's have a look. This one is actually new. Check the VIN, Fremont. There you see the F there. We got a 3, which is probably Fremont. Yep. And we have an X here, which is probably Fremont, since all of them are made there. We have a Model 3, Fremont. We have, let's see, a Model Y. Question is, yep, Fremont. And we got another Fremont Y, that is. X, of course, is Fremont. 3s are Fremont. And again, all these cars are sold, so they're not there. There's an S. Of course, that's Fremont. Here's a Y. Let's have a look. Yep, that's a Fremont Y. Got another Y here. And this one's Fremont as well. Wow, what a nice looking black Y. Fremont. 3 and a blue Y. Check it out. And Fremont. 530,000 is the VIN. Pretty wild. Anyway, they're stacked up all over the place here. As you can see, there's plenty of cars to be delivered before the end of the month. We will see a huge influx of cars coming in for customers that have already ordered to be delivered this month in September. Fremont, another Y, and Fremont. Here is a performance Model Y. This one's Fremont as well. Anyway, they're stacked all over the place here. I could go on all day. Remember, all these cars are owned by customers waiting to be delivered. Pretty cool. All right, well, I think I'm going to head home. I do have my Model Y. It's been addressed. I'll explain that on the way home. And look who I found. Yeah, it's Richard's car. He's got his wire fixed on his wheel. Anytime you go anywhere, the traffic is available here, providing you have premium service. And as you can see, red, the darker of the red means we're slower. We're located here to the southeast of downtown Charlotte. Our path will be here through downtown, up here, and it looks like there's a bit of a conundrum here, at least with the on-ramp here on Interstate 85, but it'll be slow. So let's hit the road. We'll try to get underway. Richard's going to be following me now. I'm out here on Interstate 85. We're headed southwest as we speak. Got a ways to go, 23 miles now to our exit, which is 10B. Richard's following me here in the Pikes Peak Model 3. I think we found everybody else here on Interstate 85. This is where the loop around Charlotte comes in. It's Highway 485. And we'll get through this and move on down the road. So I took the Model Y in for some investigations. It had some interesting things going on. I've driven a lot of Teslas. This is my latest Tesla, and it had just some weirdnesses that needed to be looked at, and I needed the experts at Tesla service to look at it. First thing, I had a buffeting sound that was happening in the car, as if you had one window turned down slightly and you hear that woo 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 kind of a thing. It was slight, but I could hear it, and even being an old guy, I have good hearing, and it was kind of an annoyance, and I brought it in for that, have them look at that. I brought it in for a weirdness that happened, and it's something everybody needs to be aware of. When I changed lanes quickly, I went on a recent trip to Huntsville Hamfest, had to drive around some road debris, and the car kind of, best I can describe is it kind of hopped when I changed lanes quickly. It was like a tire was flat or something. I changed to the right, I could feel it, and once I straightened up, it was not there. I went back to the left, had the same thing. So I guessed it was possibly a tire. I was concerned that maybe one of the stock tires I got with the car had an issue. Well, make a long story short, they did elaborate tests. They were able to duplicate my problem. And this is where I feel like I'm kind of a fool. I had lane departure warning on. And you know what that is. When you get close to the line, the steering wheel kind of vibrates. Well, I got news for you. If that is turned on and you make a quick turn to cross a line, it actually, because of the speed that you go, makes the wheel kind of hop. It kind of goes wub 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 wub. And it, I thought, well, gee whiz, I have a bad tire, a wheel, or something weird. Anyway, they went through absolutely everything. They checked the torque. They made sure everything was perfect. And essentially, they said that everything was just fine. And they let me know that I had that on, and they were able to duplicate and replicate it. And that caused me a trouble. And some of you probably say, well, gee, you've had it a long time. Yeah, I left it here at the service department for 17 days. Now, I'm a retired guy. I don't use this car every day. They happen to have, believe it or not, on the day I brought it in, they normally don't give loaners. But a guy had a loaner, and he brought it in. It was filthy inside, and the service writer asked me, he said, look, I can give you this loaner, figuring that I live 100 miles away from the service center. Uber wouldn't make it. They don't even go that far. So I said, absolutely, I'll take it. So I was able to drive that 2016 Model S, the one I did all the tests on. as my loaner, and worked out well. It allowed me to drive all the way home without getting in all the trouble of trying to do Ubers and taxis, because it is 100 miles away. So all in all, they did that. They found one other weird thing. Apparently, under the frunk, there is a cover plate that covers up the new air filter. Well, the new air filter is very cool, but there was a couple broken retainer clips, and they replaced those and made sure that the cover plate was properly secured. So all in all, the car is back in my hands. We're driving it home. I've got another 70 miles or something to go here, but we're heading that way. It is 4:55, and I'm in Charlotte, so you can do the math and figure out what the traffic situation is. All you have to do is look at the screen. But we're making our way. We've got 18 miles to our turnoff. That'll get us onto Highway 74. Taking us due west and into the Tryon, and Richard lives up in lower Hendersonville, so he's going to be doing that. Next question is what the heck is Richard doing there? Well, I kind of talked about it a little earlier. Richard has the Pikes Peak fastest production car up Pikes Peak in 2020. It's the record holder there. It was my car. I let Zach and Jesse use it. We had Blake Fuller drive the car, and he did a good job to get it up Pikes Peak. Out of 23 cars in 2020, we were the fastest car, including all of the fossil fuel cars in the Expedition class. So I had the red Model 3 we used. I sold that to Richard 2 years ago. He left all of the wraps on it, and we continue to promote Tesla at every turn. He gets lots and lots of notoriety everywhere he goes, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, apparently there's a control wire that comes down from the upper control arm to the brake caliper. This does a lot of things: rotation monitoring, a bunch of sensors, and contained in this particular wire, it is an armored cable, which means that it's got a steel jacket around it that's flexible to protect it against abrasion. Apparently the clip came off and rubbed on the inside of Richard's tire, and he's driving along, and all of a sudden he gets all these errors, and the car, once he got home, really wasn't drivable. The computer said, no way, you're not going to drive this, it's unsafe. So he called Tesla. He used the roadside assistance. They dispatched a flatbed, took it all the way here to Charlotte, some 111 miles from Richard's house. They swapped out the defective wire, and he's back in business. So since my car was done, I took the loaner and I drove up and picked Richard up today. And we drove down to Charlotte together. He's in his car and I'm in my Y, so we killed two birds with one stone. So there you have it. I'll let you know how this goes. We'll get out of traffic up here, I hope, soon. But so far it's been a good day. Temperature is 85 degrees. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. I was able to get the 2022-2011 software update while I was here at Tesla. I am a beta tester for full self-driving, and that equates to blah, blah, blah 69.1.1. And so I'll be testing that in the next few days. I live in the country, and I've been testing a lot of full self-driving in the weird country roads. So I hope my contribution to the neural net helps out here. I'm now on Highway 74. I'm coming up to Forest City. Be there in a little bit, and we'll be getting off the highway and be home soon. Yeah, the new FSD Beta 69.1.1 has a bunch of the features that were in some of the existing general updates. As you can see the line here, if I goose it a little bit, you can see the black line or the green. That's cool, you can actually see it. Plus the destination arrival percentage is now always shown here instead of trying to scroll around. They brought that over from the general distribution. I am back home. Yeah, it was heck of a trip right in Charlotte Friday traffic, but it worked out fine. Arrived with 50%. I think I left with about 90%. If we have a look at the trips, you look at the trip data here, the entire trip for the Model Y was 309 miles. That's 100 miles there. The Tesla service folks put 100 miles on the car researching the issues that I brought to them. They did a fantastic job and very comprehensive. A total of 85 kilowatt hours used and 275 watt hours per mile average usage. All in all, it was a good trip. I'm glad I was able to have them look at the car and I wasn't in a hurry. I found out quite a few things and my car is back in order. All ready for more trips on the horizon. I want to throw a shout out to one of my viewers. I saw him in the lobby. He said hi. I was planning to come back, and when I came back, he wasn't there, and I wanted to meet him. So a shout out to you, my friend, and next time we'll get together and get you on some video. If you like this video, go ahead and click the like, and if you would, you know I'd certainly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It helps my channel grow. And I will ask, go ahead and pass my video links on to your friends. I'm pretty sure they'll learn something as well. Thanks for watching. I'll look for you in the next videos, and take care.